Yep, you read the title. I broke my f***ing dyno. Ugh. So, for those of you who have been following the channel, you will know I have a two-wheel drive dyno. She's a bit rough around the edges, but she gets the job done. She is made by a company called Dyno Dynamics. They're an Australian company. They've been trading since, I believe, like the late 80s, early 90s, something like that. I didn't buy my dyno new. I bought it second hand, but I think new they were about 40 grand. I paid probably just over, I think about 15 grand, something like that for mine many years ago. But the control computer for my dyno is from 1994. So it's like a big DOS-based tower. Well, it's DOS-based software, but it runs on like a Windows 98 PC. Now, everyone I've spoke to says, if you speak to Dyno Dynamics, they do like a digital upgrade for it. And I thought, oh, that's nice. But the digital upgrade is like 11 grand plus that. And I thought, no, I'm not paying that. And everyone I've spoke to who have upgraded their dyno from analog, which mine is, to digital, have all said that it's the worst thing they've ever done, and they always switch back to analog. Problem is, because my dyno is from the early 90s, there's not a lot of parts available for it anymore. So basically what happened was, I was dynoing my van, and I'll try and add a picture to the video, but the graph went all funny and it started squiggling up and down. So I spoke to a company called Dyno Developments, a man by the name of Mike Gurney, and he used to be the Dyno Dynamics retailer in the UK, and he sold hundreds of these dynos. He probably sold this one to someone new at some point. I spoke to him and he said, I can come over, I'll have a look. He said, but the problem is parts for this dyno are not available anymore. So he says, if it is broken and there's a certain chip that's gone down on one of the boards, you can't get anything for them anymore. They just, manufacturers have stopped making them because times have moved on. There's obviously no demand for the parts, so no one has really made parts for them. So he came over, and to give him his due, he was here from like 9 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening, trying to get my dyno to work. But cut a long story short, under this plate here, it's called the pit box, and in the pit box there's a board. The board looks like this. I say it looks like this because this is a spare one that I had. So I'm on one of the Dyno Dynamics Facebook pages, and someone put up a post saying that they've upgraded their dyno from analog to digital, and does anyone want to buy all the analog stuff? And this was probably about 7 months ago, and I see it, and although the whole kit was in Australia, I thought there's only going to be a matter of time before one day I turn up to do some work and my dyno doesn't turn on. So I was like, it's always handy to have some spares. So I bought it. Cut a long story short, it got lost in the post, in shipping. It ended up being stuck in customs because of a £5 admin fee that needed to be paid. But no one contacted me, or no one contacted the guy who posted it to me, so I was none the wiser. But anyway, the dyno all turned up, and I narrowed it down to what the problem with my dyno was the load cell conditioner. Now the load cell conditioner is this chip here, or a strain gauge signal conditioner, as you can see there. And that chip just plugs into the board, and someone told me that this chip had gone wrong. So luckily I got a spare pit board with my dyno, and I swapped this strain gauge conditioner. Now the problem is, I swapped it and it made no difference whatsoever. So I was like, oh, fuck. So Mike come out, he swapped it back, swapped a few chips, we tried the PC, we tried loads of bits and bobs, and eventually we did get it to work. And it does kind of work at the moment, and he calibrated it, but it was just a little bit too inconsistent for my liking. So obviously my dyno sits on like a track, so I've got rails so I can roll the chassis back and forth, because if a front wheel drive car is on it, it has to sit here, and then the front wheel fights against that. If it's a rear wheel drive car on, it has to sit with the back wheels, and the back wheels, obviously the driven wheels, still fight against that front roller, because it's only the front roller that's got a brake on it. These back ones just free spool. So, cut a long story short, I wasn't too happy with the dyno. It is working, but just not as nice as I kind of want it to, and I just lost loads of confidence in it. So I've cancelled all my mapping, annoyingly, because obviously if I haven't got a consistent dyno, I don't really want to be mapping people's cars. So I contacted Mike, and Mike does his own digital upgrade for the chassis, and I went over and spent the day with him at his place in Stevenage. The company's called Dyno Developments. I'll put a link to their website and stuff like that in the description. But Mike was really, really informative, and he showed me the software that he'd written from scratch for this dyno. And well, to be fair, he's written some software from scratch that he can probably implement into any two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive dyno. But because he used to sell these chassis, he knows them inside out like the back of his hand. And for what he quoted me, that was to come over here, pick the chassis up, take it over to his place in Stevenage, rip all the old analog DOS stuff out of it, and then fit his control system. I went over and had a play on his control system, and needless to say, I was very, very impressed. It was nice to see, you know, a really nice, well-made piece of kit that's been proper thought through as well. Like, you know, some of the features, I'll show you once it's converted, but some of the features he had done were like, I was like well impressed with them. So yeah, cut a long story short, he's coming to pick my dyno up soon. In a day or two, he's going to take it away, he's going to fix it all up and bring it back. And it would be nice to have a computer that, you know, connects to the TV screens over HDMI rather than the fucking RS-232 PC old school connector. I don't have a printer with my dyno either. I do have a printer, but it doesn't work. Trying to find a printer that still supports the old school serial port is really, really hard to find. And when you do find one, half the time they don't work with this dyno for some reason, so I've never bothered. But with his upgrade package, I'll get a printer, I'll get a new tower, I'll get a new hand controller, it's going to have a fully automated weather station, and it will be fully calibrated in-house as well, so I'll have a lot more confidence in it. And obviously being a modern dyno, the modern computer, I've got more confidence that I'm going to turn up here to work and it's always going to turn on and not let me down like this one has. So yeah, what I need to do now is pull all these ramps off and unplug everything and sort of cable tie all to the chassis, because Mike's going to come over when I'm not here and he's going to take the chassis away. So yeah, today's the 26th of October. Yeah, 26th of October. So I'm going to get it ready, and once it's back, with the power of YouTube editing, we'll cut to it being back. Actually won't cut. Morning! Today is the day I get my dyno back. I'm really, really excited. Roped old Ollie in with me today. Oh. He's hiding. So, because all the screens that connect to my dyno, all the cable running up to them are, what's that cable? VGA? No, is it VGA? Not VGA.
232 RS.
Is it RS-232? I thought it was VGA. It will tell you on the back of the screen. Can't remember now. But obviously the new computer is up to date, so it runs on HDMI. I've got some HDMI cables, so we're going to pull all the old ones out, pull them through, and then start running them up back to the screens. So obviously got a screen out here, a screen in there. They just mirror each other. So yeah, we're down here today. I've had a nice tidy up as well. I'm quite happy about that after fitting the engine on that van in my last video. There's the van just outside, you can't really see it. But yeah, so I need to get this van out, have a little sweep up, tidy up some crap, because Mike's going to be here soon and he's going to bring my dyno back. As if I've mentioned that like 100 times. But I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm very sure. I've got a cold, as everyone has. Right, let's crack on. Having a right old sort out look. Swept it up, although this camera makes it look dirty as heck. Ollie moved the shelves back there, and he took it upon himself to start sorting out all my ratchet straps. Do need to buy some new ratchet straps, I think. Hopefully, the new cabinet will sit there. That's the old cabinet, I need to get rid of that. If the new one sits there, I'm hoping the cable will still reach across. We will soon see, because if it doesn't reach, that will suck. Oh yeah. Hello.
Hello Mike, I've just arrived. If you can open the gate.
I will ping it open for you right now. See you shortly.
See you in a bit.
Cheers mate. Bye bye bye. My dyno's here! Right, let's open the gate and let him in. Oh yeah. Like a kid at Christmas. Here he is. My dyno returns. Woohoo! I won't shove a camera in his face. We'll get it off his van first.
Get this out.
Well, isn't that the weirdest remote control car you've ever seen?
I wonder why you
So you get a pole?
Yeah, is it stuck on the side?
Oh, hang on, we've got to pull it back up, like there's a bit of wood wedged on that wheel.
That's it. Just get that strap out.
Keeps it right up here, then, doesn't it?
Gravity takes it out now.
Like a kid
So,
at Christmas.
I spoke to Chris Hodges, who's the original owner of Dyno Dynamics,
Oh yeah?
about your bed.
Yeah.
It's a very early one.
Oh, okay.
And there was a big box in here, I don't know if you ever saw it.
I didn't know.
So it was one of the first beds of this generation.
Oh, okay.
It must have come from Australia.
Yeah.
So someone has imported it.
Oh, wow.
I said to you there was a machine from Spain. This
Yeah.
could be it,
Oh.
but it's not the same spec as all the others. So she's out. Right, let's get this off.
My little dyno.
Yeah. Dyno's back.
He's back.
Grab me an Allen key.
Yes, of course I could.
I've got 6mm.
6, yeah, I've got one of them. Right.
So if you go both together.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, mate, that's easy.
Yeah. What you do now is pop the wheel back down.
And then it should
Have you
lift back.
got a bar? I've got one in the van if you haven't got one.
I haven't got a...
It's just a socket basically. You pop
You got a big floor. You ain't got a big bar, have you?
No. I've got a...
Knuckle bar.
I want a number bar, I've got a ratchet. I won't tell you how we got it out of the dyno service truck.
I imagine it was fun.
Recovery truck.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been an absolute pain in the ass. Not anymore.
No, not at all.
Right, so if we now push that.
Oh, look at that! I've got an aerial block on my control car now.
Don't have it. There's no more.
And the way it's positioned, it kind of balances.
Yeah, right in the middle of it.
Yeah. So where does it go? About here?
Sits about here, really, for front and drive stuff.
Okay. If we come in a bit further.
Yeah.
Nice.
Grab a camera, please.
I'll do camera footage.
You film.
Yes, sir.
That's it, so that stops it swinging. What do I do? It's basically this one down. Right, because I put it on when it wasn't on the floor.
That's going to be stuck now.
That's now stuck. I'll wiggle it off, it'll come off. The best way to do this is there.
And get the knuckle bar.
Again, yeah.
Just in the right place.
You don't I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
I do stupid things sometimes, everyone does.
Exactly. Because that hasn't got a ratchet bit on the end, hasn't it? It's probably just got
That would be a
enough.
nightmare with a ratchet, it'd suddenly go.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just can't get enough swing on it.
That's right.
It's like you've done this before, Mike.
I have. I've been knocking around in this industry about 25 years now, which is insane when you think about it.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a few idiots come and go.
Fortunately, I'm not going.
Like, you're exactly the sort of person we want as a customer. You are. You're a tuner.
Yeah.
You're not a fake tuner. You know, and the other thing that's nice is you do these videos, you know, and you do quite a good job with them. And I often watch them, lots of people do.
Yeah.
The other bloke I quite like, you know him, Stuart Sanderson.
Yes, I do.
He's a lovely bloke.
Yes, yeah. MSD.
Yeah.
Stuart Kent.
Oh, a long time, mate. I've known them since before I got into dynos.
That's where I get my files from, Kenny.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, Kenny's a really nice bloke.
He is.
Okay, so she's on the floor. She's on rubber feet now.
Yeah.
She's on anti-vibration feet. Alright, so let's get the ramps on.
Yeah, let me turn this camera off.
Wobbling around.
Look at this. Could eat your dinner off of that. Yeah, no, never would I.
It's had a birthday, isn't it?
It has, yeah. Woohoo. Even the cabinet looks nice, doesn't it? I think one of the things I'm most excited about is it's all HDMI now.
Yeah, it is, that's right.
Rather than is it VGA? We was trying to work this out a minute ago.
It doesn't actually matter. The screen will work on both.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can have multiple outputs.
Yeah.
So you can have a monitor out there and
Yeah, I've got one outside up here. No, I just meant, what was the old dyno used to run on, what, I can't remember what the cable was called. Was it RS23?
That was a VGA cable.
VGA, that's it.
So we're HDMI now.
Much better.
Right.
This is a sensor as well.
Where's the bits for this? I've got to work out.
Those things in follies down there.
Why? Oh yeah.
They're wedged in like the old.
No, they're not, are
They'll go nowhere. Got most things plugged in. This one here, you'll love. This is the
What's
CAN
this?
bus.
CAN bus. Oh right, to plug into OBD.
Yeah, so this will connect to a car. You can read a whole load of stuff from the ECU with that. Very, very useful.
Have you got OBD on your Mark II Fiesta on? No. Mine will.
My advice is don't plug it in if it's not connected, because
Yep.
it will continually try and talk to the car.
Yeah.
And that's using up resources.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
need
plug
it.
it in if you're not using it.
I don't use it. I probably won't use that side of it too much, to be fair. But this is
And then
nice.
you've got a tiny little wireless keyboard you can take in the car with you.
Oh,
It's
good.
quite neat. And it's like wireless, and you can do everything on the
Okay.
dyno. You don't actually have to use the hand controller. You can do everything on that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we'll have a play with that. It's
Pretty, isn't it?
It's just a small wireless keyboard. There's nothing clever about it.
Makes life easy.
Again, if it breaks, you just go and buy one off eBay. You don't have to.
Oh, they're just like a standard.
Yeah, it's just a little wireless device. And the whole dyno can be controlled from that.
Wow.
We plug that in.
I feel like I'm right in the 21st century now.
There you go.
Might have to put my prices up.
If I take that off, whoops, there you go.
Oh yeah, look.
So we won't use it just.
I like the colours. I just see it flash.
Yeah, shiny. There's a little charger for it.
Oh, lovely.
We'll get it on charge. Don't know how much charge is in it. We're quite pleased with the graph. It draw a nice graph. So today the air temperature correction is 97.7, which isn't too bad. It's 80% humidity. 10 is the nearest site in the air temperature correction table. So wherever we are, the clearest number, nearest number is 10.
Oh, okay.
And the barometric pressure is 99.33 something. So the pressure's pretty good. It's not actually
pretty much
bad.
at sea level here then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So these numbers oscillating here, these are just the raw data from the analog channels. It's just useful to have them there. You can use those channels for doing other things. So you could, for example, connect knock control.
I've got a what's that knock thing I've got?
The one off Remain.
Yeah, I bought a proper one. It cost me about 1,200 quid.
Yeah.
For a knock control, and I was going to ask you if that could be. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it in my box.
What we can do is add that to a channel.
Yeah.
And then you can graph the channel.
Yeah, that'd be handy actually.
My advice to anybody is to use your ears.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to use my ears and obviously
and look at the data.
Have it on recorded as well.
Yeah.
Just
so
in case I feel
can
like I
show
forgot
you how to go into one of the analog channels.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So you've got quite a few channels free. This channel here is actually the map sensor.
Yeah.
So if I grab, where's the cable?
Do you want the?
Yeah, if I just grab that, you should see that number, channel 3. If I suck and blow.
Yeah, it's going up and down. Right, and it's a lot easier to look at that gauge, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's the channels.
No, that's Tuner Nerd. There's another one in there. I think it's free sitting there. It's a little black case. It's in there somewhere. I see it when I'm having a tidy out.
Okay, so let's just check the hand controller's working.
Ooh. Got a lot to learn. No, that's the formula. That's the old one.
Yeah, so I can hear the relay inside clicking, so it's all working.
That's handy.
We go into speed mode, you can adjust the target speed.
That's in kilometres an hour, isn't it?
Yes, so 1 kilometre an hour is actually smaller than a mile an hour.
So it's a higher resolution.
It's a higher resolution, yeah.
It's better to leave it like that.
It could be another unit, it could be metres per second, or it doesn't really matter, but kilometres an hour is kind of universally.
It's like KPA, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So.
Ooh, yeah. Mike has been and gone. My mate turned up with his Mini Cooper S and I was like, can I borrow your car? And he was like, yeah, of course you can. Why? I was like, good, I need to do a power run, I need to learn the software more. So I've been having a bit of a play. This is a Mini Cooper S, makes 175 horsepower as standard. It's got a front mount intercooler on it as such. It's got a sports cat, it's got an exhaust system and induction kit. What else has it got on it? That's about it. A few silicone hoses and stuff like that. Just bolt-ons, like nothing crazy. So threw it on the dyno, and he was quite happy with this because it makes 186 horsepower and 200 foot-pound of torque. If you run the reg on this car, it should make 175 as standard, and it's on a standard file. So gaining 15 horsepower, 16 horsepower. No, gaining 10 horsepower. Yeah, gaining about 10, 11 horsepower is quite believable over a standard car with just bolt-ons. So I'm pretty happy with that. Nice, accurate power. Just what I want it to make. One thing I have noticed that I haven't told Ollie yet, so the dyno comes with this CAN bus box, which is quite cool. So I've got like an OBD port, like a wire that plugs into the OBD. You can pull data out the OBD port and the dyno will log it. So like RPM, ignition timing, map, MAF, coolant temp, TPS, throttle position sensor, inlet air temp, speed, blah, 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 rail pressure. Basically anything you can see on live data with a scanner, this dyno will also pull out and you can use. What I haven't told Ollie yet is I loaded inlet air temp. So as you can see, here's 50 degrees and this is inlet air temp. At the end of the run, We're up to close to 60 degrees with that front mount intercooler you fitted, Ollie. So I don't know how well that intercooler works, but I'm sure we can make it work a bit better. It was a cheap one, yeah. But I do like the graph. I'm still playing with it. I've still got to learn because I can do stuff like, I can make it wider. No, not that one. What button do I press? This one's up here. Make it wider so you can look at the graph easier. And then I can obviously get rid of the lower graph. I can muck about with it, just look at the lower graph in more detail. Have a split. I think I'll probably do the power runs like that because I can still monitor Lambda somewhere. I don't know. I need to play with it. I still need to learn. What I need to do is bring a car down here by myself and just have a muck about. But all in all, I'm happy.
Stick your hose on it.
Yeah. Dyno looks a lot better. It's got a proper weather station now, so I don't have to keep entering all the data. Dyno's all been painted all nice. It's got a nice 360-degree optical speed sensor now, rather than the standard Dyno dynamic one, which was, I think he said it was 96 teeth. This one's got 360, so it's up to date. It's much better, and he's painted it. And he's put the proper hooks on it as well now, like these bars I never had. I used to hook my ramps into just like some holes that I drilled. So I like it. I got my dyno back. I'm happy. I'm back in business. I'm gonna call it a day because I've waffled on all day now. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Can I unplug this?